Hi folks, wanted to talk to you very briefly, don't worry, won't be one of my long rambling ones, about what to expect on one of our weekends. Perhaps you've not been before and you're unsure. So let me fill you in on the details. So arrival Friday night. Just before that, by the way, we'll send you all of your information that you need in a welcome pack, and that will include also your food choices for the weekend. So if your weekend's got a private chef, they'll have created a menu for you. If your weekend doesn't have a private chef, our team will be giving you, providing for you, your choice of breakfast, lunches, evening meals if they're included. If they're not, don't worry, we'll take you out to a lovely inn, a local inn, and we'll have some great food there. It's always good. We always go back to places we've been before, so don't worry about that. So I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but just to say that we provide you with loads of information before you get there, so you don't have to worry about not knowing what's going to happen. Full itinerary, full kit list, all of that sort of stuff. Friday night arrival time is from 7 p.m. onwards. We have guests arriving till late on, so there's never any pressure. Oh, it says it starts on Friday, I need to take a day off work perhaps. No, you don't need to do that unless you want to. We're super flexible. You'll find the words "there's zero pressure on our events" crop up a lot because there's zero pressure on our events. So don't worry. We know that anxiety can kick in on, when it comes to planning, but that's what we're trying to do for you. The moment you arrive, all the planning is done. You don't have to worry. And you can be you for a whole weekend. And very often we found that a lot of our guests say, do you know what, Jeff, the social side of it was the thing I didn't expect. And it was amazing. Ended up being the best bit, so to speak. It was all great, but we had the best holiday, quote unquote, from one of my guests this year. It's the best holiday she said she's ever had. She's not the only one to say that. So, Friday night arrival, we'll welcome you, glass of Prosecco, cava, tea, coffee, soft drink of your choice, whatever you want. Show you to your room, show you all the emergency stuff, for exit and so on and so forth. Settle you in, give you a nice drink, get to know your other guests, have a laugh, then we'll have something to eat. That'll be about 8 o'clock-ish. Then we might nip to the pub or have a chill. There's an open fire or a wood burn or something like that. We'll get that going and then we'll have a relax, which actually will be a theme for your whole weekend, relaxing. Saturday morning we'll be up. Breakfast around about 8:30 to 9 o'clock-ish, and then we will head out after a chat. I just walk into a branch. Okay, moving on. We'll have a chat the night before. I should have said this on Friday night about what you've done in the last sort of couple of months, whether it's walking, or if your weekend is walking, we'll talk about that. If your weekend's got other activities on, of course, we'll talk about those too. And we'll get a feel for you as a group. So I try and build out, and my team try and build out the plan of what we will do on Saturday and on Sunday based on what you've done as a group in the previous few months. That way it's fairer, it's zero pressure, and of course it's much more enjoyable for everybody. Okay, so what happens after that, Jeff? So we'll have a chat Saturday morning. We'll make sure we know what the weather's doing. We'll factor that into our planning, and then we'll head off. We might have a little bit of driving to do, we might not, I don't know. Depends on the event and where we are, and of course what walk we choose to do. We've got a whole load of different routes all around the country in the different areas we operate. So we're fully au fait with the routes, but we always are happy to share our techniques on navigation. If you want to learn more about them, of course you can do. Any hints and tips I've picked up. So I happen to have been a ultra runner over the past decade or two, and I've won 7 mountain ultras, 7 years on the run. Welsh 3000 race actually. Excuse me when I dodge some low-flying branches and some mud. And so I share bits of useful, relevant information. And for walkers, very often it's the same sort of stuff. It's what people want to know. Well, what keeps me walking? What doesn't get me injured? What can I do to make it more fun? What kit am I not using, Jeff, that in your experience I should be using? All that. So we'll have a walk. We'll have a spot of lunch, which will have been prepared for you. and then we will finish our walk and ultimately get back to the venue. We might call in a local town if there is one, or a village, perhaps a spot of a bit of cake, coffee, or perhaps an inn, and then ultimately, once we're back for our evening meal, or if we're out, eat our evening meal out, we'll then head back eventually to the accommodation and relax and have a good laugh. And we do have an awful amount of laughing on our events. One guest said, "Do you know what, Jeff, had a great weekend. The only thing I'm going to complain about is the pain I was in when I got back." And I asked this person, I said, "Oh right, so and so, what pain were you in? What happened?" And she went, "It was my jaw from laughing that much." So it's really nice to get feedback like that, because that's the kind of feedback I'm happy to receive. Yeah, Sunday morning we're up again about the same time, 8:30 to 9. Breakfast. We'll have lunches ready for you as well to take with us, and off we go for our day's walk. And that walk's a little bit shorter usually. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, of course, you can pop them in comments on socials to me, or email me, Jeff with a G, at focusedperformance.co.uk, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I look forward as well to welcoming you on an event soon. Catch you soon, guys.